to new. I've been playing Minecraft since the game came out, but some things you just can't find that work very well. There's some good people out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've watched plenty of people that help benefit and play the game. So either way, let's get down to it. So today I'll be showing you the chicken farm, cactus farm, sugarcane farm, pumpkin, watermelon, and a infinite food supply farm. The chicken farm is very simple to actually make. All it takes is some hoppers and a chest right here, but the fun part about it is actually underneath there is a potential chicken producing mechanism that can actually give you some what you want to call, cooked chicken. But it doesn't happen very fast. It's very, 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 very rare. But the possibility is still there, so you can take this chance. It is actually very, very, very worth it. I've had it work. It can produce up to, plenty of eggs. Don't get me wrong. This works both way, eggs and cooked chicken. Cooked chicken is just more rare. But either way, let's get down to it. So if you look right here, how this works is we have hoppers underneath that I'll connect to the center hopper right here, and over there I only have one hopper right there, that very corner hopper that actually comes off into this chest. It's all it takes is that one black corner hopper right there. Just have it come off into the chest over here. The rest you want to have go into this mechanism right here, which is a cool cooker basically. So you have to build the mechanism like this. So you need 4 blocks set up like this, just in a three row and one up top like this. You need redstone on top, redstone here, comparator, and a let me find that redstone repeater. My bad, it's been a while since I played this game. And you have to set up in this order. You only need 1 tick on the redstone repeater, and you don't need to turn the comparator on. Once this is done, all you have to do is hook it up to a dispenser. This is a dispenser to shoot out the eggs, and when it shoots it out, I'll show you here. There's a half slab. Now baby chickens will get caught in this half slab. When they fully grow, they'll touch the lava right here that has been placed, and they'll burn, and it will kill them, and the eggs will go into the hoppers and over to this I think it's a dropper, might be a dispenser still, I'll have to check. But you just take the 3 hoppers, put it into this, and then you need a comparator. A comparator, a couple repeaters, here, and that's it. But what you do next is, and you need 1 there, 1, 2, 3 ticks delay. Hope I didn't mess it up, but give me a minute, I can check. Yeah, 3 tick delay. And then you need redstone coming from here, come over to here, come over here, and go into a 1 tick repeater into a block. You need it to go into a block because the block will send it to both directions. So you need a repeater here going into this dropper or dispenser, I think. Give me a minute, I'm gonna check this because I don't want you guys to be messed up and have a problem. I'll just build it real quick, but give me a second. So first you need a dropper, and you build it up 3 times. You then go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We'll just build it out real quick. And you need a block here. And what you want to do is, for instance, we're gonna go get hoppers real quick. Put it in. So you need first a comparator going into it, repeater, redstone coming off like so. I need a block here. I actually started off on the wrong side, my bad. You need a repeater here, and a repeater here, and redstone here, here, and here, and here. This needs to not be, this needs to be a repeater, my bad. Repeater here. And this needs to be on 1 tick, 3 ticks, 3 ticks. 3 ticks, 3 ticks, 3 ticks. One tick, 2 tick. My bad. Or my bad, my bad. 1 tick, 1 tick, 2 ticks. So now if you throw something in this hopper, it'll trigger it and it'll dispense it all the way up through all 3. That's how you build that mechanism, and that's basically the easy part. So that's just this mechanism right here, which just dispenses it back up into the chest, which will be your cooked chicken. So the other part is you need to have hoppers coming into this. You need a half slab, lava on top, which is underneath the hoppers, so it won't catch anything on fire. You should be fine, unless you have one underground, obviously. And then have all these hoppers come down into this dropper. Now you need to make sure you have this mechanism set up, which is just a... Oops, my bad. You need that block right there as well, making sure you can see this clearly. So you have to have a piece of, you need a comparator going into your dispenser. You need a redstone behind a block. You need a block here. You need a repeater and 1 tick delay and a redstone going back into the comparator, which will keep this dispenser firing. And you need a block on top. My apologies. Say there's something messed up, but just give me a minute and I'll be able to fix it. So you need redstone up on that block there, going into the on top of the dropper into the hopper above, and you need to make sure you have everything filled in around it. That's why it's set up like this. If I know I'm a bad explainer, I'll admit this. I'm still getting used to this whole situation, but if you need to, just go back through it and go through the video, pause it at points. It'll help you out. But that's the first area. It's really a simple build, and it gets you plenty of eggs for even with just the 1 hopper here in this corner. Now the next one is actually something that's been known for a long time, which is a cactus farm. Now this cactus farm is very easy to build. All you have to do is put a block here next to the 2 cacti, put a water right here. You want to make sure you have hoppers underneath all this water everywhere. They go over to the left into this chest here, and just make sure that the waterway is pushing this way. My water is kind of doesn't really matter because all the hoppers go into it, so as long as the water pushes it into hoppers, you're fine. But what you want to do is put 2 cactuses on sand as such, have the entire thing filled in just like this. And I mean, you can do this forever, it doesn't matter, but you just have to have this block in between each one of the cacti. It can't be next to it, but it needs to be 1 block above, so when the cactus grows, it splits it and it falls into the water. And that's basically all it is for the cacti. Now the next one is the sugarcane farm, which is actually a really fun and useful one for paper, sugar, either one. I mean, it could go into very good detail, which is great. But this is a very simple build. It's actually stackable as well, as you can see, but it doesn't require you to stack it. You can bring it side to side, all the way, whatever you require. But first off, you want to do is build, just as long as you want it, it's infinite amount. You just want to build sand in a row, put water in it, and go over. Just need to make sure that the water keeps going and going and going, in other words, into a hopper. And then that hopper into the chest you desire. But this build is actually very, very simple. So what you do is you put your sugarcane down, alright? Now, behind that sugarcane, you just want one row of blocks. That's it. Just one row of blocks. And on top of that row of blocks, you want a bunch of pistons. Just normal pistons, not sticky. Just normal all the way on top of those blocks. Next, you want to put what you call a observer block on top of the pistons, but you want to make sure that its face, just want to think of it like that, its face is facing the sugarcane. Now after you finish that, you want to just come up, build blocks behind the pistons, and put redstone connecting to all these observer blocks. And that's all the build is. Now if you want to stack it, it's very simple. You just have to build one row above the observers, put a fence signs down on top of those blocks, and put a water source on top of the signs, and then just repeat everything that we just did. And what this does is it keeps the sugarcane growing, and then when it produces some sugarcane, basically when sugarcane gets produced, it will actually just fall into the water, and then it will fall down into this water and get pushed into the chest, obviously, which is a very, very good mechanism. So those were the 3 easy builds. This is where it gets a little complicated. This is also a stackable mechanism, but as you can see, it's not as great. It's a very good working one though. I actually took out some of the items, but I mean, it's already had 7 pumpkins get produced. The watermelon haven't sprouted yet, but what this takes is a lot of work. As you can see, it's very, very simple. It's not too complicated of a mechanism, but what you first gotta do is just basically, you want to fill in a row of water, and make sure you have hoppers underneath. So, well, you don't have to have hoppers underneath, but you want it pushing into a chest again, which requires a hopper. Build dirt blocks all the way across again. Now, this is very, very important to how this works. You have to skip a block every time. It's got to be a pattern. You want the pumpkins or the watermelon to be at the very end on both sides, so you want to make sure that the count is perfect. Now, what you do is you put a piston in between each one of these, just like you did the sugarcane. And on top, you have to put the face facing down. Has to have the face facing down on the pumpkin or watermelon. That's how you have to do it. Now, from here, you just want to plant your stuff, and I'm going to show you up top since I left it open for this very reason. So if we come in here, as you can see, all of the faces are facing down. Again, there's signs here keeping it where it makes it a second level, so when it drops through, it falls in the water, it goes in the hopper, and you're good. So now what you have to do is, from here, you want to bring redstone over from the observers on top to a repeater with 1 tick delay, and puts this into a piston. Now this piston will have a redstone block, and you need to make sure it's a sticky piston. I'll show you. It might actually not a sticky piston, a normal piston, my apologies. And have a normal piston located here. Now, you need a repeater going from the redstone block 1 tick delay to redstone all the way over to this block or the edge that connects to your observer. See how they end at the same location? And then bring the redstone off one block from one redstone block from the first repeater over, and then back into a repeater on 1 tick delay and a repeater on 4 tick delay back into the normal piston. And what this will do is, I will show you if I didn't stick a pumpkin on my head, is when it grows in like such, it will actually push it out and into the water, and it will actually go in. And see, now we have 8 pumpkins. And you can do it just like how I've done it, and do pumpkins bottom, watermelon on top, and then you can just use the same chest for it. Either way, it's very good, very, very good working farm, and it's definitely one of my favorites. Now, this is actually a farm of my own design, which actually works unbelievably great. I've probably not had a better working farm ever made, and it is stackable. It is, for a great amount, stackable. You can go infinite on how much you want to stack. But see, you grow, just let him grow, and he'll replant like so. You want to make sure you have 2 hoppers coming out. You want the outside hoppers facing inwards to the inner ones, and you want all these connecting to the single one right here that will go through over to this chest. These 2 chests right here. Now, you want to make it this big. You want a 5x5 farm in the center. And it doesn't matter if you have the water covered. I mean, you can sit here and put a lily pad in it. It doesn't really affect you. It doesn't matter. But you just want to have that 5x5. Now around it, you just want to fill in a square of hoppers that connect into each other. You just want, like here, you could start from here, connect them all, come across to this one. And this one's facing this way. It's going this way. And this one, all these rows are coming from here all the way connecting here. Now on the outside, they're all connecting to the inner ones. And you want to make sure you have a thin layer of glass. It has to be a thin layer of glass. You can't have thick, or the food will ricochet. That's why it's 2 layers because of hoppers, because when it ricochets off this, it will bounce a little bit back and get sucked in the first one, but sometimes he'll throw it into the second one either way. So you just need it like that. Now, you want to have villagers in every one of these, but you has to be a farmer in the center. It cannot be anything else. And see, this is the best part, is he will leave the rotten potatoes. You will get them sometimes, but it's not very common. But see, I've got a stack of 64 cooked potatoes, but this is how this mechanism works. It brings back the chicken mechanism with the dropper booster. The hoppers right here that I was talking about that come from this row come here, drop into this furnace, and this chest to my right is actually a coal chest. You need to stick coal in it, and it will come down here and put coal in. Now this hopper will go in here, come back to the back right here, come into this dropper, and it will trigger the mechanism that needs to be done. Here, I'll show you. Try to get around here without destroying any of my previous work. See, there's a hopper right there with the repeater on top on 3-tick delay. The repeater goes on top of the hopper going into the dropper, and it will send the potatoes back up in a way. But as you can see, 1 tick, 3 ticks, and 3 ticks, and it's the same mechanism as used in chickens, and it will send it up to this chest right here. But you gotta make sure you have coal in this chest to keep producing the cooked potatoes, otherwise you won't be getting anything. And if you want to, you don't even have to do that. You can just have these hoppers come out to a chest right here, so you have normal potatoes. But I like having mine automatically cooked. Now, if you want to make this stackable, what you do is, for instance, one of these rows right here, you actually have to hook up a hopper system. Like, I will actually demonstrate this right now. I can rebuild this, which I will, in fact, to make it easier on you guys. To give you an example, let me just get the right stuff I need, because all this is basically useless, especially that pumpkin. It's driving me insane. So we need hoppers, you need glass, and then you also need a block of your choosing. A lily pad, definitely you need a lily pad now. On the second floor you will need a lily pad, because there's a risk of them falling down, the farmer falling down into the second farm, so you you don't want that to happen. You just want to make sure that doesn't happen. But first of all, you want to build in like so. Give me a minute, I apologize. I'm using the wrong block of the choosing I want. Like I said, I like to patternize things so I understand how everything works. So you first need a row, just a normal row like so. I'm gonna have to grab some more glowstone. I'll show you why here in a minute. Apologies, let me find this. There it is. So you want to have glowstone right here, 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 and here. Now, that's just to keep the farm below growing still and perfectly fine. You want to make sure that, because it doesn't work if you obviously don't. So next up, what you gotta do is build another layer on like so, which is actually very, very simple. Then you need to go around all of these, so we'll go ahead and do that. And the farmers, by the way, on the outside, the outer rings, like this librarian, it doesn't matter what they are. Like they can even be a one of the villagers that does nothing, like the green one, if you want to put it in perspective. You can be one of the green ones. I actually recommend, if you can get 4 green ones, use 4 green ones. Because since they're useless, you can have them in here doing nothing, which is just absolutely great. Because obviously there's no use for them, so if you have them set up where they do nothing, then it can be very, very, very good. Now what you need to do next is actually put your layer of dirt here. I'm just gonna fill it in. I'll cut out what I need to here in a minute. So I only went up 2 rows, as you saw. Now we need a 5 by 5, so that's where we take up this layer. And I'll put that back. Now from here, what you now need to do is take your hoppers, and I'm gonna do this corner over here. What you have to do is you have to fall down right here, squat, put it into this, and jump up to here. Because obviously this is not gonna be here. We're not gonna have this layer right here. I just did this to get us started, basically. Now you squat and you put all the hoppers back in place for all those, and this is just so you can stack it. It doesn't matter how you do this part. I just recommend doing it. But you just need to make sure all the hoppers are connected, because if they're not connected, it will not work. Now I usually stop about right there, maybe a little less, go back a little bit and connect it here, because if you do a complete ring, then it basically, if you do a complete ring, it'll take forever for the food to get all the way around circled. But you can do wheat, carrots, or potatoes. Turnips you can do, not turnips, what are they called? It might be, my apologies on this. Like I said, I haven't played this in a while, so I'm having to recall what they are. Beetroot. You can do beetroot, but it's not that great of a food source in the first place. So, but what you want to do here is now just put a glowstone right there, so you have all this glowstone around like so, which makes it where you have plenty of light. If you want to, you can just fill it in like so, and that just produces plenty of light for the farm underneath. So I'm gonna bust out right here, and this is the starting of your next layer. Now what I usually do is, to keep the light coming through to everyone, I usually just come over like so. Let me see here, and I will grab some blocks, and they need to be blocks. They can't be anything else. They have to be blocks. So what you do is, I usually just, I patternize it, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to fill one in blue, the other one's black. So just fill it in like so. And this, fill it in. Like, you don't have to patternize it. This can be completely dirt. If you really wanted it to be, you can use dirt and build this whole structure. That's how nice of a structure this is. But what you want to do now is build one block over that one, and you just want to keep connecting and build up 3 more walls. You gotta build up 3 more walls. So you want to connect, and I mean, if you want to, like I said, this corner right here, since I've used it already for the first build, which is, see, as like you can see, easy, and they can't get through that by any means, that little split, it's not possible, so you don't need to worry about that. You can build up a 3rd layer, but using the same row. You want to use the same row as much as you can. Just verifying that. Bad, I went a little bit wrong way. And then you want to go back through and build another 2 layers, obviously. So I'll do that real quick. Be happy to go through this. It'll probably take me about 2 or 3 minutes tops, so you can just speed through this if you prefer. And there you have it. That is the 3-layer 2nd floor right there. So what you want to do now is you just want to get a bucket of water, just because you need one in the center, obviously, and you just need to hoe everything out. And the water will give the ground nutrients. So what you want to do now is just fill all this in. So I'm just gonna fill it in like so. And again, you need thin glass for the walls protecting the villagers on the outside. You don't want them to obtain any of the food, because all the food comes to you, and that's the main purpose of this. Alright, last layer. Alright, so there you have it. That's the build right there. That is basically done, if you want to put it like that. So the hard part is, so we're going to make this one. Since the bottom one's potatoes, we're going to go for some carrots. We're going for carrots in this one, since the bottom one's potatoes. And you can do wheat and beetroot, like I said, but beetroot, like, again, is not that great of a food source, because you have to turn it into soup. So if you want something easy, and carrots aren't great either, but you can obtain more of them, so that's what makes them better. Alright, so the villager trapping though is a lot harder, but we're gonna just go ahead and see if I can get lucky here. One of them, I'll probably, if I get a farmer out one of these, I'll probably just open it up. It's a Fletcher, but see, there's a green one right there. That's what I recommend. If you can find plenty of green ones, I recommend just wasting them and using them. But see, this is a Fletcher, so Fletchers don't work. See, there's another green one. Just gonna get lucky and get a ton of green ones now, huh? That's blacksmith. minute, but it's a shepherd. See, it has to be a farmer. Farmers are the only ones that really toss. I mean, they work, those ones work too, but they don't farm as well as farmers do, or often. So I recommend trying to get a farmer. And if you don't have a farmer, or you need one for a village, like you don't find a farmer in the village automatically, what you can do is get yourself a potion brewer, and just build a plenty of make some potions and get a golden apple and change a zombie villager back into a normal one in hopes of becoming a farmer. That's what I recommend. I've done it plenty of times before, so it works. It's not bad. It can be time consuming, but if it works, you know. Please be a farmer. Oh. See, it just has to be a farmer. Come on. There, see, that's a farmer. And what I'm gonna do is push him out if I can get him. Come on, buddy. Don't do this to me. There you are. Block this back in, block that back in, and now you have your second row of wheat. So if I come in and fill this in here in a minute, let me get rid of all the junk I don't need real quick. Let's get some bone meal. And see, the only reason I'm going with carrots is because I have a cooker, and I'm gonna have to switch it out now, sadly. So, but you cannot have the cooker if it's a different food source. But I mean, see, he'll start doing that, building. And then he'll toss it here in a minute, but I'm gonna change him out for potatoes right now. Oh shit, no! Well, I guess that's a funny ending. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was it for today. Have fun. I hope my ideas worked for you. Peace out.